So we had a very good round one, and we get to go first again, which is just a massive boon to us. Oh, and we have the Omid Eternal. Yeah, I'm keeping this hand. This is sweet. 2 4-drops is a little bit of a problem, but considering only 2 lands in hand, we should be able to hit at least 3. And if we're hitting 3, then we've got Bane Whip, Omid Eternal, and Kenra Eternal, so that seems very reasonable to keep this. Wretched Camel. We'll lead with the Kenra Eternal still. Too much can block the Camel. We don't actually have a Desert to turn it on. It seems okay to just wait. The Wretched Camel is good, though. It means that even if we don't hit a land here, it's still something we can do, so a good draw for us, I think, if it's not going to be a land. It's a little scary that we don't hit a land because, of course, we do have some deserts, which will come into play tapped. There we go. This card is real scary, too. A lot of slow value with it. Not sure that I like this Steward of Solidarity hanging around, but nothing I can do about it yet. It makes Omid Eternal hard to get through, too. Bane Whip Punisher can kind of help because we can put a -1/-1 counter onto one of the 1/1s, or onto Oketra's Avenger. We could do it on that, too. That also seems like a good one to do it on. Oof, so we've got Torment, Accuse, Accursed Horde, and the Omid. Man, we can do everything. What would I like to do here is the question. Bane Whip Punisher kill the Oketra's Avenger doesn't seem like a bad idea. We can let them trade with the Wretched Camel. Have Torment of Venom afterwards. They only have this in play, and it's tapped. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Would I like to destroy my opponent's creature? I would in fact like to do it. And I'm pretty okay trading this. They lose their 1/1, they have to discard a card. All of those sound like good things to me. They're missing on land drops, so we know we're going to hit something that's at least half decent. Whoa! Sand Strangler. That is a scary card for them to discard. I guess they don't have any deserts in hand, and they're short on the lands, but that is terrifying. I'm going to keep up the pressure here. I'm just going to Torment of Venom this. Okay, they take the damage. I'm pretty happy with that. Down to 9. Ooh. This is looking good for our aggro deck here. It has first strike as long as it's attacking, which I don't think it's going to do a lot of. Attack with both? Attack with both seems like a pretty good idea. I want to get this Accursed Horde down. So I might do that next turn. Mummy Paramount is good, but looking worse just because it's later in the game. We've already played a lot of zombies. Opponent block. Tap and exert it. Yep. Opponent really wants this Thorned Moloch to be okay. I'm fine with that. And the cool thing is, they, of course, killed this Bane Whip Punisher because it looks a lot scarier, but Kenra Eternal is actually awesome right now with this Accursed Horde, so let's just jam with that. We get to attack with both next turn. They can't block because they're both indestructible. We won't use them, and then we just Mummy, Paramount, and Wretched Camel. Or Almond Eternal. Oh, please, Almond Eternal. Oh, they have their desert. I'm hoping they don't have another Sand Strangler. They easily could. I'm also hoping they're as aggressive as our last opponent. They just get in with this Thorn Moloch. Wow. Alright. I mean, I guess that they know they probably can't block, but they're going to have to make some bad blocks eventually if they want to live. Maybe they have removal for this? They might have like a Trial of Zeal. Ah, they're flinging it out of the Cursed Horde. That doesn't work out the way they want it to. The trigger for Prowess doesn't go on until... Like, okay, so as an additional cost, you have to sacrifice the creature, which means that it never gets the Prowess trigger, because it's a cost. So the spell hasn't gone on the stack by the time you sacrifice the Thorn Moloch. Yeah, opponent's asking about Prowess there. We gotta explain this to them. The sacrifice happens as you're paying mana, not when the spell is on the stack. So the creature is gone before the spell is played. That's a weird one. It's a easy mistake to make. I can see making that very easily. I even, for a second there, I was like, wait, why didn't it kill a Cursed Horde? And I was like, oh, right, yeah, they're flinging it. It doesn't get the Prowess. I will keep this. Pretty sure we discard the Desert of the Glorified. Just Fanbear into Miasmic Mummy, discard this. Then all of our stuff is online. We don't need this many lands. Ooh, and Solitary Camel. Alright, we've got a 1, a 2, and a 3. I like the good old 1, 2, 3. Very nice opponent here talking about that last game. Oh man, the Steward of Solidarity again. Oof. Card is quite nice. I like the interaction of like Cradle of the Accursed, sacrificing it and having all of your different things online as well. Maybe I just discard the Swamp, honestly. Because I can play this and still have the Camel activated, or play the Splendid Agony, and I might want to cycle this later. We don't need a lot of lands. I'm actually okay with this. In Oketra's name, ooh, they are also going for some zombie aggro. I feel like there's going to be a lot of that. There's so much Eternalize and Embalm now, and all of the zombie cards seem very good. There's also just a lot of different token makers like this thing. I'm willing to attack in here and see what they do. Maybe they'll trade off the Steward of Solidarity. I wouldn't if I were them, but it's certainly a possibility depending on what they have in their hand. They might also try and block and use a trick, in which case I can get them with the Splendid Agony. They are blocking. Well, that to me says that something's happening here, right? Maybe not. Maybe I just get them. This is so greedy, but I'm going to do it. If they have a +2/+2 on this, we're in trouble. If they don't, we get an absolute blowout. It feels like they didn't have it. Yes! Oh! Whew! And I had the Soul Read. Nice. That felt really good. Resolute Survivors. That's a good one. Deal a damage to us, and they gain a life every time that they exert something. That's really scary with the Steward of Solidarity. I'm glad that we managed to kill that. Just keep tapping it? Or do we just want to play the Solitary Camel? I think it's camel time. Camel it up. We can trade with this if they decide to get in. I have a feeling they won't. I might also just let it happen and swing back. That's certainly reasonable. Yeah, no attack. All right. Pass the turn. I don't want to use the Solitary Camel because stupid Thorned Moloch here. And it'll just block the camel there. Miasmic Mummy doesn't do anything. It's kind of cool that we could Vizier of Deferment to Miasmic Mummy to make them discard another card. But I think we'll wait on that. We'll just pass for now. I'll tap this Thorn Moloch so they can't attack in with it. And then we've got the Vizier or the Desert, depending on what they do. Wildfire Eternal. Whoa. That is a card. And they have, you know, Ketra's name and Jeru's Renunciation so far. Yeah. Sorcery is an instance. That's a heck of a card. Maybe I let the Thorn Moloch through. I'm going to let it through. Definitely. I'm actually just going to use this Desert of the Glorified. Cycle that and see what we can get. I need something pretty good. I mean, Wildfire Camel's not the worst. Or Wildfire Camel. Wildfire Eternal and Wretched Camel, in fact. Slowly learning the names of the cards. Kind of like tapping the Moloch and getting in with the Camel. Or I could tap the Resolute Survivor and just get in with the team. It would let them cast something from the graveyard. Do I care? Oh, it's only from the hand. Sorry. Never mind. I don't care about Wildfire Eternal. Whatever. So we can just tap the Resolute Survivor and just be willing to trade anything. I'm totally okay with that. Didn't even take the offered trade of Camel for Moloch. I'm pretty okay with that too. For some reason I thought this was out of the graveyard. Alright, we're in really good shape then. Wildfire Eternal is not as good as I thought it was. I mean, cool card. Definitely neat, but not something that I care too much about. Thresher Lizard. Ugh. That's pretty large and in charge. The big problems here are the Survivor and the Lizard because they're just so big. When it's blocked, I lose 4 life. Oh, then I just won't block. Look at the brain on this person. Ayo, cast out. Why, yes, I would like to do that. Hello. Now we can just get in with the team, leave back the fan bearer. If they want to trade the Moloch, that's fine. I can tap the Resolute Survivors every turn and keep smashing. And we're in a good position to be. An Aven of Enduring Hope, they gain 3 life. That's annoying. So their deck is pretty defensive for red-white. Maybe that's just the direction that all the red-white decks are going, though. Another Wretched Camel. I could also just use the Curse or the Vizier. I'm thinking that we Vizier here. Even if I tap that, it doesn't do anything. So, Cradle then? Because Cradle is technically 4 mana. So might as well do my most expensive thing. I really wish I had Binding Mummy. Binding Mummy would be so good on this board. I'm willing to let that Aven of Enduring Hope even attack us. I'll let them attack with anything. I just want to destroy creatures after that so we can start getting our own attacks back. Yep. Right, we're at 22. We've got a little bit of life to spend. I'm willing to spend 3 life to get in even 2 damage. That's a trade that I can make over and over and win this game. Don't like that. Really don't want 3 toughness things on the board. And another land is not helpful. So I can use the Vizier of Deferment just to get in 2 damage. That's so medium. But at the same time, there's not a lot that I have that's better than that. So I guess that's the play. We're falling behind quickly because our creature quality is not up to snuff with our opponents. And we're just doing this because it's free. They might be afraid of blocking. Yeah. Oh, no, I should have... Right, it's not immediate. Oh, that was silly. I was thinking that it was immediate, and I didn't want to discard the Wretched Camel. But thinking about it now, I should have actually targeted the Miasmic Mummy. Sure, we wouldn't be able to use the Fan Bearer, but I think it would be better to make them discard their last card, just in case. Oh well. No, we got a free 2 damage. And we'll just pass. What I need is an Innoketra's name. And Innoketra's name would be very helpful right now. Attacking with the Minotaur Sure Shot. Okay. If they use all their mana, at least we know that they don't have any tricks. So that could be good for us. It's a lot of damage. What do I want them to block with more? I want them to block with the Aven of Enduring Hope more. Amit Eternal. That is a good card. Not as good as an Inno-Catcher's name would have been, but I won't be too picky here. Omid Eternal still seems very nice. Could have dealt 4 damage by tapping, but I think that I'd rather wait and try and get the Omid Eternal in. Because tapping 2 things next turn, it seems very important to try and force blocks on the Omid. Now I just have to hope they have 2 lands in hand, because that would be perfect. Not being able to play anything against Omid? Oof. Even better. Cartouche Zeal. Well, that's not nothing. It's not amazing, but it's not nothing. Sucks on the Wildfire Eternal too. Makes it a really good blocker. Again, I'm totally willing to let them attack with anything that they have. They might get in with Sure Shot. Or even the Even. I want to see them tap as much as possible. Puts us at a low life total, but I'm okay with that. Let's tap the Wildfire. Don't need that thing blocking now. Yeah, another Wretched Camel is unfortunate. So tap the Resolute Survivor, attack with the team. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they have to block something. It might be the Omid Eternal. Probably not, because it's just a chump block. And we just slam 2 Wretched Camels afterwards. This is looking pretty good. And they go really low if they don't block the Omid Eternal. And I get to play 2 more pretty good creatures just to block. Alright, now they're at 1. And they chump blocked. Sick. We've got it. I don't see them recovering from this. 2 blockers here. They've got to have ways to kill our blockers and ways to pump their team, right? Seems like it'll be really tough. Land is not helping. We'll see. They're still playing, and they started to pay costs. I don't know every combat trick anymore. So there might be something. Guess like Prepare from Prepare to Fight might be good. Steward of Solidarity is good, but not good enough. Not nearly good enough. And we should just block the 2 biggest things because we've got the win on the backswing. They have no cards in hand. And got him. Nice. Woo! First hour of Devastation draft. First full force video. And we are 4-0, 2-0, which is pretty sweet. Hopefully we crush the finals too. I am liking Black-White Zombies still, incredibly enough. Format still seems aggressive, and this deck is very aggressive. This is pretty sweet.